Welcome back to another video, and as promised, after my last video I've been hunting everywhere on Copart to try and find a new pup truck, because obviously the V70 which I've got here is starting to get a little bit old. I need something a little bit bigger because we're going to get another puppy. So finally, here is the new pup truck. So it's literally just arrived. It's an XC90. Done 137,000 miles, still got MOT, and well, still running, driving. Does need a really good clean, as you can tell, but looking at it, it looks pretty clean, to be fair. Obviously it's got quite a few things in here that need to be put back right. It's cloth and half leather, so I'm not too worried. But it is the cheapest XC90 that I have seen online at the moment. So I'm absolutely ecstatic with it. And like I say, it's running. I just drove it and spin it around my little area, which is over here. Like I say, it runs absolutely great. So I'm just gonna stick it on the driveway. Once I've done all that and moved all the cars around, I'll get straight back to you. So let's have a look. So here we go, guys. She is now on the driveway. As you can see, my house now is full of cars. So you've got the i30N, the girlfriend's Mini, my old Volvo, and the new XC90. So yeah, she's not too happy about this, but like I say, this is going to be going soon. This one's probably going at the weekend, so I'll be driving around in that, so that will be there. This will be there, that will stay there until I can start working on it. So it is still running at the moment. Reason being is because it's got a flat battery, so I managed to charge it. But let's have a look at the inside. Like I say, the seat's a bit, well, rather worn. It is a 2010, so it is a 59 plate, but it is 2010. Like I say, it is done 137,000 miles. We've got the old MOTs there. Service history though, had a quick look. It's been serviced all the way up to 90,000. So he's obviously had it done privately, or he's done it himself. Like I say, this is the first time I've looked in this, guy, so you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing. But to be perfectly honest, for what I paid for it, I am really happy with it, really happy. It's absolute bargain. Yeah, like I say, this is the pup truck, so I'm not too worried about a lot of things. Like, obviously this is cloth, you've got a booster. This is the console that goes here, so I need to reattach that. And you got the back here. These fold, these slip back. I've got to try and remember how this happens actually. So if I remember correctly, right, I think I need to get, oh yeah, pull this, that slides. These come over like so, and then you got a full big boot. And then to get it back up, exactly the same. Pull these out, and you got a 7-seater. Oh, I'm actually ecstatic about this. So before I bought it, and I'd advise everyone else to do it, see what, when you look online and look at the car you're looking for, have a look to see what they're going for. This isn't the top of the range XC90. Like I say, it's got the sort of standard-ish 18-inch wheels. But I'm going to upgrade them to some bigger wheels because I just want to. This is going to actually be upgraded. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to get new grills and things like that for it. It's got a massive battery. It has got a spare wheel as well, so the spare wheel's underneath. Oh, I'll deal with that in a minute. But yeah, it's got tow bar as well, so if anyone does want to try and hit me up the arse, you're going to come off bad. That's why I love these, because these are built like tanks. So like I say, if you've got a family, guys, and you just want a second car, I'd really advise a Volvo, because if you've got the kids driving around with the missus or yourself, you know that if anything happens, like if a car accident happens, you're going to be well protected. I'll give you a real good example. I had a friend of mine that was driving a Rover Coupe, and it was 1996, and he was going down the dual carriageway, and while he was going down the dual carriageway, he missed his turning, got into the slip road and didn't realise there was cars in front of him, doing 70 mile an hour, and he smacked straight into one of these. My V70, not my V70, but a V70. And I'll tell you what, his front end was entirely smashed. The engine was pushed into the bulkhead, everything. The Volvo V70, all it had was a scratch on the boot. I'm not even joking, sorry. And hence one of the reasons why I bought one of these. But this is an absolute beast, and I know for a fact when we go on long journeys we can put loads of stuff in it. The dog's going to be okay in it. If my partner needs to go out in it, I know she's going to be okay. That was always the thing I loved about when she was driving this, because I knew she was always going to be alright if something happened. And also, I've got to be honest, you're driving that around and you're driving down the road and someone decides to pull in front of you. I've noticed even on driving this, people move out of the way when you're driving a Volvo. Anyway, I've got to shut it off. I'm going to have to put the battery on charge because the battery is nearly dead. I've got to check to see if the battery is actually okay, because obviously with when you get cars from like Copart and things like that, you've got no fuel and usually the battery is dead because they've been sat for so long. So I'm going to put the battery on charge and then let's see what we've got. So guys, yes, this is another day. I've been dealing with that all day. So I had a comment from, sorry, this is another day, as you can see. I had a comment from a fellow subscriber that just wanted to hear the Mini engine. This is what it sounds like. Don't worry about the knocking, I know what that is. The knocking noise you can hear, that is my fault. When I put the engine back together, I decided to do something that I thought in my head, should I do it, should I not? And I should have just gone with it. I didn't replace the flywheel. So that's got to come out and I've got to replace the flywheel and put the clutch on. So just a thing for all of you guys. Schoolboy error from my front, because now this has all got to be ripped apart again to do that. Replace the flywheel when you change the clutch. I didn't, I decided to try and save a bit of money and I didn't, and then that's happened. So change the flywheel, guys. But apart from that, she runs absolutely fantastically. We've put on roughly about 300-400 miles now and she loves it. And when I said about there's going to be no modifications for it or tweaks or anything like that, well, this is already done her own. And that is my partner's modification. She absolutely loves it. So I haven't done too much, guys, because as you see that big lump of an engine. So that's a 2.4 5-cylinder diesel turbo, and it's a fantastic engine at that. A lot like it's a newer engine from that. So literally when that engine came out, that's the Euro 3, that's the Euro 4. Like I say, they're both good as each other. The only downside with this one is it's got DPF. So all I've really done with this one is I've checked the codes, no codes whatsoever. However, I have found there is getting a noise, and I've been trying to find out online and a few other things of why it is doing it. And I've heard one or two things, but let me show you what's going on. So I don't know if you can hear it or not, but that is the noise that I'm having at the moment. As soon as you have it on ignition, so that's just ignition on, you're getting that. And I found out what it is. It's the actuator arm on the turbo. Let's come have a look. So that's where the noise is coming from. Basically, what it could be is it's the actual electronic actuator. So the engine can create obviously loads and loads of carbon buildup, and it can get stuck into the actual turbo. So what a lot of people said is you could end up having to, sorry, it's really windy where I am, I do apologise. Basically what can happen is it can build up into the turbo and stop the actuator from moving on the wastegate. So what I might need to do is I might need to actually take the turbo out, give it a good clean, or I need to get in another electronic actuator. But you can only get them like a Chinese copy, or you can buy them second hand. But the other thing is, what I need to do on the engine is very clean under here. And what I was going to do, because if you see this arm here, yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. So where that arm leads out, that leads to the set of swirl flaps. Now from what I can see there is carbon buildup. Now that one thing is prone for going on these. So all I need to do is I need to take the rocker cover off, change the swirl flaps. While I'm at it, I'm gonna have to take out the injectors, the cylinder head, and then at the same time, so I'll change all the gaskets that go with it. It's usually about £80 for something like that, with the swirl flaps, injector seal, so at least we will know that they won't be pumping out, because at the moment all 5 of them are really clean, so it's a good thing of changing them anyway while you're doing it. and then that'll go, because the good thing is at least I won't lose boost pressure in that front. So like I say, this video unfortunately is all about introducing you to the new beast that's going to help the old pups, so the old new pup truck. And then from, like I say, I am going to now be charging the battery. I haven't managed to do it yet, so I am now going to be doing that now, ordering that up as well. And just to let you know, guys, so unfortunately something else has happened today. This happened. So here we have it, guys. Like I said to you before, the i30N is now gone. So at the moment she's going to a company that I've used before called Alani Cars, and so if you guys want to have a look and see if you want to buy it, that's where it's going to be. It's going to be on their website and they're selling it. So that's the last you're going to see of me owning the i30N. It's been an absolutely fantastic car. I've absolutely loved it, but it's just down to having the loan and things like that. I just don't like the overheads, but it's also giving me the chance to get more money in my back pocket to be able to put them towards projects. So yeah, shame to see it go, but it was fun while it lasted. Goodbye i30N, it's been fun. So yes, guys, the i30N has now gone. It's still owned by me. It has just gone to a company that I've used a number of times that sells cars on my behalf. And like I say, if you want to have a look at it, it is going to be on with Alani Cars. They are absolutely brilliant. If you've ever got a car that you're looking to sell, have a word with them. If you're looking for a bath, because they specialise in baths, go see them, because they are absolutely brilliant. Their customer service is absolutely fantastic, and yeah, I've always go to them if I possibly can. So that's where the i30N is currently. But now that means that I have now got a spot for the Mini over here. The i30N, sorry, no, the i30N's gone. The XC90 here, and what I'm sat on now is the Volvo V70. So I'm going to be driving the Volvo V70 now for a little while until I get another project. Now, I might have already bought another project. I know what a couple of you were thinking. As soon as I told my partner, she was just like, what the hell, our front of our house is just going to be full of projects. So she said, go find a unit. But unfortunately, I can't afford a unit, so that's not going to happen. It's going to have to be at the house, I'm afraid. So I would love a unit, I really would, because I'd love a two-post ramp, because it would make things so much more easier than having to climb underneath cars and what have you. But saying that, the room that I've just made, because the i30N's gone, potentially could be taken up by another project. Yes, guys, I can't believe it. Something came up. It was a great opportunity, but it is sale pending approval, so we're not quite sure. What I want it for was an absolute bargain, and if I do manage to actually get it for that, it will probably be the most cheapest car of that brand that I've ever seen. So if it does come about, I'll let you know, but like I say, it's pending approval. There is sort of a negotiation going on at the moment, even though I had won it through the auction, but we have to see. So potentially the room that I've made will be taken up again by another project. But like I say, we've got this project on the go at the moment. I know Volvos aren't everyone's cup of tea, and I know it's not quite the sort of modification type car, but like I say, this one is going to be a little bit different. I've got so many plans for that, which is going to be, all this chrome is going to be completely blacked out, because it is very old school. Chrome doesn't really get used on cars these days, and with it being like the dark grey, I think black will look absolutely great. So all that is going to be wrapped black, and I'm going to go back to wrapping again because I want to try and see if I can actually do it. This grille is ugly. That's going to go, so it's going to have a new grille. I want to do something with the front as well. I want to get some sort of an aggressive bumper for it, and I know you can. The wheels are going to be bigger, and I might even look at dropping it slightly. And lastly, I'm looking at changing the bumper, because there's the later XC90 you can get, still of this shape, but it's got two big tailpipes that come out the back, and I think if I can get hold of that and stick it on the back of this, it'll make it look even better, because unfortunately the sort of like fake silver chromey bit don't look good. But in saying that, none of this might actually happen, because like the Mini, which my partner decided to take over because she actually fell in love with it, my partner's father really likes the XC90, so that could be going to him. So these modifications might not happen. It'll probably be put on the road, knowing my luck, and literally once it's finished, he might commandeer it. So we'll see. So there we have it, guys. It's actually charging, which is absolutely fantastic. It means I don't have to go out and buy another battery. Good old trusty Volvo. They build things to last, and I'll tell you what, these are bloody expensive for a battery for a Volvo. They're a lot of well, they're not cheap, put it that way. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I know this video wasn't on modifications or fixes, but now you know what the next project is at the moment, and potentially there could be another one coming on the way. So like I say, stay tuned. And I know obviously this one is a Volvo, and I know a lot of people aren't fan of Volvos. They think they're an old person's car, but trust me, guys, Volvos are brilliant cars to own, and it is far from the old person type car. They are built to last, they're quick, and they're built for safety. So anyone that ends up getting in an accident with you and you're in one of them, trust me, they're going to come off a lot worse than you are. But like I say, guys, this Volvo is going to have a lot of modifications to it. It is going to be a lot different to the average one you see out there, because I do have a lot of plans. But what would be really good, guys, if you put some comments down below of what you think I should do to it, make it a bit different and whatnot. I love all the comments that are coming in. I've now fixed, like some of you might have seen on my little short video, I've fixed how to get comments coming in. For quite some time, it was for some weird reason the default setting was to stop comments. That has all changed, so fire comments my way, guys, because I love reading them and I love replying to you all. It's absolutely smashing. Like I say, guys, hit like, hit subscribe to keep it more future content, and as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you later. Ta-da.